Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is just going to be a casual get ready with me. I wanted to try out some products that I haven't tried out. The main thing being this Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I know that this is old news by now, but I just now have it. I thought the colors were so beautiful in here, so I thought I would create a look with that. I also picked up one of the new shades in the Butter Bronzer and a couple of other things that I just haven't tried out yet. None of these things are new. But I just thought it would be fun to get ready with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I already did my brows. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Ebony and some Essence Clear Brow Gel. I am going to start with the eyes. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with some Tarte Shape Tape in medium. I am almost out of this tube. I do have a backup, but Tarte Shape Tape is not the cheapest, so I get every last bit out of the bottle. But at the bottom, it kind of almost feels a little drier than it normally is. Because I don't wear makeup on a daily basis, so it's probably just honestly getting kind of old. I'm not one of those people that will throw makeup away at the expiration date. Like, I will keep it for years. I'm just going to use it until it's gross or until I run out of it because I'm just cheap like that. Now I'm just going to go into this palette. This actually seems like a pretty nice brush and I might use it in a minute here. I'm just going to take this lightest shade and set my lids with that. So I never know what to talk about in these get ready with me's, which is why I haven't actually put one out yet. I'm going to take the shade Sauced right here, this third shade, and I'm going to put that into my crease. I've been loving the show The Stand-Ups on Netflix lately. They just came out with a season 2 and each episode is about 30 minutes long. I just think it's an awesome idea because there's a lot of comedians that no one's heard of that are really funny. And I think doing comedy is kind of hard to get started in. There's no platform for everyone to have easy access to seeing your content or hearing your work. Other than if they go to a show, then you're opening for someone that they're there to see. So yeah, I think that's a great show and there's different humor for everybody. So far, these shadows are pretty pigmented and very blendable. There is kick up. I don't care about stuff like that, but if you do, there is kick up. Now I'm gonna take this He Devil shade right here and I'm gonna use the brush that it came with, the rounder end, and I'm just gonna put that more precisely into my crease. It has literally been raining all day since I woke up. I'm going in with a really light hand with this because I honestly don't think I have ever used Urban Decay shadows before now. I am so excited for warmer weather. I just love the summertime. I love that, you know, you have more time in the afternoon. Like after I get off work, I'll still have plenty of daylight to go to the park or do whatever outside for like a few hours. And even at night, it's still warm enough to be outside. It's just really nice. I'm just taking the first shade that we went in with Sauced and just taking a tiny bit of that and just blending everything out. So far, I really like this palette. I know a lot of people were saying this and the Tarte Toasted palette were really similar. And I did watch a few videos comparing the two. And I just watched them in store. I felt like the Tarte palette had a couple shades that had like these big glitters in them. And I don't really prefer that because I feel like they're just going to fall out onto my cheek. I'm going to take this shade Ashes right here. And I'm just going to take that exact same brush. And I'm going to put it just in the outer V just to deepen it up even more. This brush that came with it is honestly perfect for being super precise. Don't know if I have a brush that's this precise. I need to get more brushes. I love EcoTools brushes and I honestly feel like I have like every single one of them. I'm really interested in Luxie brushes. If you've tried Luxie brushes, let me know how you like them. Are they worth the money? I know they're a little bit on the more high-end side, but I mean, if they're worth it, I'm down. Then I'm gonna go back into that shade Ounce right there and I'm just gonna take the flat side of the brush that came with it and I'm gonna use that to highlight my brow bone and my inner corner. Also thinking about trying out some of the Balm's makeup. I've heard really good things about it. I've never found them in a store, at least not anywhere near me. So I think I would have to order that off Amazon or whatever. Ow. I'm gonna take this shade Lumbre. Is that right? Lumbre? I'm going to take it on my finger and pack it onto my inner corner and kind of out to the middle. I find that I usually just like putting metallic shadows on with my finger. They just apply better. I just like how pigmented they are when you just pack it on like that versus using a brush because I usually end up just going in with my finger again anyway. This is such a beautiful gradient. I'm just going to take the same brush, no extra product, and just blend everything out, make sure everything is nice and seamless. Next, I'm just going to curl my lashes. I always take forever to curl my lashes. I always have to get like super close to the mirror to make sure that I'm actually curling my lash because I have the shortest, stubbiest lashes. I do my best to curl up what little bitty lashes I have. For someone who has such short, stubby lashes, I also am not very good at applying falsies. I mean, I could do it, but I don't do it very often. So I'm not gonna do liner today just because I've been loving this no liner thing lately. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the face. So I'm gonna use this Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I've used this primer in literally every video I've done. Such a good moisturizing primer, but I am on the hunt to try new primers. I am oily pretty much just on my nose, dry on my cheeks and like around my mouth and stuff. So a primer that fits both is hard to find. I usually have to use two different primers, but today I'm just gonna use this one because I'm not really doing anything today. Just putting this makeup on, then probably just hanging around the house. So I'm not worried about getting super oily or anything. I'm gonna use this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea water foundation. I am in the shade Medium Honey. I wanted to share with you guys a little trick that I do sometimes with foundations that come in a dropper like this. It's kind of inconvenient to apply on your face, and I don't like to put it in my sponge because I feel like since it's a water foundation, most of it is just soaking right up into the sponge. What I will do is I'll take something like this is literally just a sticky notepad. I will just drop however much I feel like I might need on there. And then I'll take like a flat foundation brush, and I think this is technically a flat concealer brush from BH Cosmetics. I'll just take some and wipe it onto my face. And this, honestly, it just makes the foundation a little more full coverage too. Because this is kind of like a light to medium coverage foundation. This method has helped me get the most coverage out of it. Bring it down my neck. I'm going to try this Real Techniques face and body sponge. I mean, this thing is freaking huge. Of course, this one is wet and this one is dry, but I mean, I bought this because Casey Holmes used it and I saw how quickly she blended in her foundation and I had to try it. The last Real Techniques, like the regular sponge, and this sponge, when I went to wet it the first time I used it, when I squeezed out the water, it was almost like it wasn't clean. Like, I don't mean like there was makeup in it, but the water came out like kind of foamy. It wasn't clear like in my sink from rinsing it out. Let me know, did this happen to you? Am I crazy? So I really like this water foundation. I've been using it for quite some time now. I think it's such a great summer foundation. Okay, well that was so quick, you guys. I don't know if I've ever blended my foundation so quickly. Now I'm gonna put on some concealer. I'm gonna use that same Tarte Shape Tape. It just depends on the mood, but sometimes I like to do one eye at a time. Don't get me wrong, I love doing makeup, but I don't want to be exclusively a beauty channel or a beauty and style channel. I like to vlog too, and I know a lot of people do 2 channels. I still work a full-time job. I don't know if I am ready for that. I love doing challenges. I love vlogging, even though my life's not all that interesting. I would love to hear your suggestions. I loved using this sponge. Before I set my face, I'm going to use this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Prosecco Pop. Probably did too much. I always do too much. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. You don't need but one pump. A little product goes a pretty long way. Blending a liquid highlighter with a sponge, it just blends right into your skin and then it just looks like this natural glow. I'm not sure if this is like the best color for me. I have more of like a peachy undertone. This seems kind of yellowish. Set everything down. I am going to use this Tarte Smooth Operator Finishing Powder. This is not my fave or anything. This is literally just what I have. I'm in the market for that. Like, I want to try something that I've never tried before and I just don't know. I think I really want to try that Glossier Wowder. It's not translucent. Sometimes translucent powders give you like a flashback. Not that I'm in photos a lot. I'm just gonna take what's left in the container and a big fluffy brush and just put that all over the rest of my face. I think I really like that highlight. I think it actually ended up working well on me. I like it better than the Tarte one. Now I'm gonna go in with this bronzer that I have not tried yet. I'm very excited to try it. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And this is in the shade Deep Bronzer. I have the original bronzer and I actually had bought the light bronzer to begin with, but it was way too light for me. It didn't show up on my skin at all. It smells so good. Curious about that new Physicians Formula foundation a little bit. I'm always curious about drugstore foundations that are cruelty-free because most drugstore brands just aren't cruelty-free. I really like this. 10 out of 10. I went in with a very light hand. I could just use the other bronzer and build it up, but this one It just seems quicker, easier because of the color. I love it. Next I'm going to go in with this blush that I've used before. This is the Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon Blush. I thought it would go good with the eyes and the bronziness of this whole look. I've never tried anything else from Burt's Bees except for this blush, just because everyone on YouTube was raving about it. I'm going to take some of my Milani Make It Last setting spray. I just love this stuff. Like, it makes every part of your makeup look amazing. Next, I'm going to finish up the eye. I'm going to take that Sauce shade again, taking a kind of a fluffy brush. I'm just going to put this on my lower lash line. In terms of exercise and stuff, I don't like going to the gym. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you like it, that's awesome. Some people love going to the gym. I personally just don't like working out in front of other people, and I don't want to pay to go to another building to work out. Back when I was in high school, I used to work out and I used an app on my phone. Just gave you a workout even if you had no equipment, and you could make it however long you wanted. I prefer like playing some sort of sport with friends or going hiking or something like that. I don't necessarily want to go to the gym and just work out. I would rather do something that was fun, and it just happened to be really good for my body too. But that's just me. Now I am going to take He Devil in on a more precise brush, buff that close to my lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna take Ashes on this super precise little brush. I'm just gonna do it in like the inner half of my lower lash line, just like the top. Now I'm going to go in with some of this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I have this travel size because I got it free with something, and my full size was dried out. I usually do not care for bristly bristles. I like it pretty well on this mascara, but I usually like the little plastic bristles. I know this is like pretty much old news by now. The whole situation with the Colourpop Kathleen Light's Lumina palette, which turned out to like kind of not really even be a situation. I want to see that Lumina palette. I'm obsessed with all the collabs that Kathleen does, and so I'm just like, show us what those colors were gonna be. We're gonna use this Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Mama. It literally takes me forever to put a liquid lipstick on because it's like as soon as I start putting it on, I have Parkinson's. If you didn't want a bold lip, you could definitely do a nude and it would draw more attention to the eyes. I felt like using this lip today. That is it for today's Get Ready With Me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!